Good morning, YouTube. This is Man All the Way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, anyway, this is Memorial Day weekend. I hope y'all have Memorial Day, and I hope y'all had a great weekend. You spend your time with family and friends. Just enjoy this, and let's also remember this is a day to remember those who have served this country in war and peacetime. As you know, as I said before, I had two family members that were in the military. My niece and my nephew. My niece, she did her time. She got her out about a couple of years ago, and my nephew, he's still in. So I love them, and this is like I honor, respect them, and all those that have served this country honorably, and have fought for the right for the freedoms of all Americans, all Americans. So anyway, this is a very special Moms with Muscle series. This is the last video of my series, and I picked two ladies for one particular reason for this video. Now the ladies have chosen are one Miss Michelle Ivers Brent. If many of you might know her, she's a world class legend, and also one Miss Donna Salib, who's a bodybuilder from the green state of Kentucky, as you know, is where they do the horse races and like that. And these are, and one reason why I choose these two ladies, because particular reason, both their sons have served in the United States military. Michelle's son has served, and also um, uh, Donna's son has served. And I want to honor these two mothers of sons of our American militaries with this special Memorial Day Moms with Muscles video. And this is respect to them as both raising two young men who step up and volunteer. And, like us, you have to have a lot of heart and a lot of respect to serve this country. I mean, I was thinking about when I was younger, but I changed my mind. It takes a special breed of person to want to, you know, give their time, their life to this country, to serve it, you know, to volunteer, and that's a great thing. This is much respect to these two young men, and this is why I'm doing this video. And the mothers are particularly great representation of women in their sport of female bodybuilding. They being mothers, being athletes. Um, I had to respect these ladies. I'm a fan of both of them. I mean, I've been a fan of Michelle ever since back in the day when she first started, a good part of the '90s. Her and one of my favorite, also another lady who used to be about the same time to compete together was Trudy Ireland. I used to sometimes I get confused, but they were great ladies back in the days. And Donna, I've become a fan of. I follow her on social media, and Donna's a big wrestling fan. That's why I like her. This is her dressed as Hulk Hogan. Yeah, brother. Well, I'm not too fan about Hulk Hogan, but we leave that for another time. So anyway, let's start out these great ladies who are mothers of military servicemen. And here we have both of them competed at the last year's Chicago Pro. And, this is just a starting pros. And you can see the difference between them. I mean, I remember I was doing an interview with my friend Rhonda Lee Quasmere. She mentioned that she helped Michelle get ready for the Chicago Pro. Michelle competed in the Tampa Bay. She was one of seven competitors. And Donna, I think she did Savannah Pro, and I think she did a couple other shows last year. And they're pretty, impressive women. You would think that Donna would be a physique competitor, but she chose bodybuilding. I respect that. Physique probably would have been a better division for her, but she chose bodybuilding. That's the question. You always want. I'll reach out for her by doing an interview. I want to talk to her about what she wants to do with her future. Now here we have here is a front lat. And if you go by pure size, you go with Donna. If you go by definition, you go with Donna. Sorry, I said it? I said it wrong. I said you go by Michelle by size, you go by Donna by definition. I apologize. And size, I have to give it to Michelle. If you just the width of her lats, even though she didn't do too well at the Chicago Pro, it was still a great show for her from compared to the Tampa. Now here we have a front double, and it's also a debate of definition versus size. And I think like I said, I'm a fan, not a judge. And if I go with Michelle. Now, Donna's pretty impressive, but if truthfully, I will have to go with Michelle if I go by pure size. She really, like I said, my friend Ronda Lee really got her ready for the Chicago Pro. She looked a lot more better than she did compared to Tampa. Now, you go with a side chest, and as often as I said again, the debate is pros and cons of having breast implants. Donna does not have breast implants, Michelle does. And with breast implants, you don't really see the detail of pictorial development compared to women who don't have them. So purely by chest development and definition, I have to go with Donna on this one. You know, it's always a thing. Is when you, like I said, anytime I do competitors who have both have breast implants, I really have to take a good look between the two, how they look in you know, the definition, the styration, the development, compared to someone who doesn't have breast implants. I usually go with the women who don't have breast implants because you really see more detail and development compared to ones that do. Now here we have a nice rear lat spread, and it's a weird debate between these two ladies. They have great development, great size. The push is I might go with Donna. I think I might go with Donna on this one. I think both of them are very impressive ladies, but if you go by just pure development, I think you go with Donna. Yeah. Here we have a rear double. In a way, they almost come almost similar. I think that both women who are like, I know that Michelle is like in her 60s and still in great condition. She came out of retirement after her last competition almost 2 years ago, and that was great for her to come back. And especially when how the pandemic hit the sport of bodybuilding. Donna, she's been competing for quite some time. Um, we go take a great look, and like I said, I'm a fan, not a judge. The push is going towards Michelle. I think I'm going Michelle because of the size. Donna has great definition, but if you go by purely by size, you might have to go with Michelle. Now here we have is a tricep, and truthfully, by this way, the way Donna's doing it, she's doing the way where you really try to pull that extra, pump out. You try to get that, more of that cut. Donna, I want to say, it's just, they just, I think, like I said, I really had to really had to take a good look at both these ladies, how they're doing the tricep, and you just, I think if you really go by definition, you go with Donna over Michelle. I think you really go by how well cut if you look at the upper, around by the upper shoulder there, and you see how cut Donna is compared to Michelle. So I think I go with Donna on this one. And here we had the abs. I was trying to find a good abs shot of of Michelle. Didn't have one from Chicago, so I took this one from the Tampa Bay. And here, if you go by better definition, you got to go with Donna over Michelle. This is compared to the Chicago show to the Tampa show, Michelle wasn't in her best shape. I think she needed more time. She worked with my friend Ronda Lee Cashmere, sorry, and they worked together, and she really came a little better compared to the Chicago and then to the Tampa. So, but if it come by pure definition of the abdominals, I have to give this one to Donna. Now here we have a nice bicep pose. We have Donna here, and we have Michelle there. And if you go by size, I have to go with Michelle. She has more definition of size. This is maybe a few, it's just, like I said, most of the hardcore fans like the bigger women. They like the bigger biceps. I like to see you have like a softball underneath your arm, And here we have the glutes. And Michelle, this is a classic from Michelle. This is a classic Michelle. This is like, I remember that posing suit, the one with the flames and stuff. You know what? There's so many female bodybuilders who have wear the flame suit. I might do a video talking about that. I mean, Michelle Brent, Crystal Anthony, Tina Williams, Paula Nelson wore a flame looking posing suit. Now it's a classic. And we have here is Donna, and Donna looks tighter. I think Donna would probably make coal out of diamond, make diamonds out of coal with her glutes. So we go by glutes, we go with Donna. like I said, both these ladies are impressive. Competing for quite some time. Donna's been in the game pretty much about 30 years, and still, you know, coming back after taking some time off. And she's focused on a businesswoman. She has her own line of jewelry, and she does other stuff. I remember I saw a video at the Rise Phoenix with Hella Davino. She was passing out cookies, and that's you gotta respect that, you know. And Donna, she has a style to her look. As you know, she is a wrestling fan. She also wrestles. I forgot her name. If anybody knows, she goes by a wrestling name. She's a valet and also she wrestles with along her husband, and they wrestle with OVM. That's a small organization out of Ohio, and I think Melissa Coates wrestled at that organization for a bit, and some other wrestlers well known. And they these are both impressive women, just great physiques, great bodies, especially for like I said, one thing with also with Michelle being a woman in her 60s and maintaining a physique since the good part of the 90s. And that's just other than a few women who've been in this game longer than her, other than maybe the likes of Yaxenia Orkeen and a couple of others who long since have retired. It's good to see someone like her come back and just do it one more time. I'm not sure if she's going to be competing this year. She might. It might be. But I know definitely. I follow Donna on Instagram and reach out to her. She's planning on competing. I'm not sure what show she's going to be competing on. Probably maybe Savannah, which is because she's from Kentucky. Savannah, Georgia's a lot closer for her. Maybe the Norfolk or also the Tampa. Those are probably the three biggest shows in the area. And you also forget that the Chicago's going to be done in Atlanta this year as it was last year because Chicago has the guidelines where they're not going to have a lot of big competitions. But as I said, I did this video because out of respect, both ladies are being mothers of service men. I know people want to say be political and say service people. No, they're young men. They made a choice to volunteer their life and their time to the United States military, and you gotta respect that. A lot of people, like I said, basically like this, a lot of people don't have that mentality to put themselves out there like that. To say that what I want to serve my country. Um, it's just a lot of respect for these women. They raised two strong young men who made a commitment to this country to defend its honor and the standards that it's been around, the freedoms that were set by people before us. Now, like I said, my thing is that there's some parts of it, but I'm not going to get into that because that's my personal opinion. But like I said, I got to respect their choices as young men who have the freedom to go and sign up and say, you know what, I want to fight for my country. For against enemies. Like I said, like this, they say it's supposed to be foreign domestic. Foreign and domestic. Let's reverse it. Domestic and foreign. But sometimes enemies close to home are worse than enemies far away. And that's just the truth of life. But like I said, these are great ladies. I have respect for them in their sport, being both athletes, being mothers, being women of business and standards. As you know, Donna is an ambassador for Wings of Strength, and congratulations on her for being that. Because as I did an interview with Tina Williams, the opportunities that helps you out financially and all that, she can really focus on getting ready for the show. Um, you know, Michelle has her business. Her, with the she sells jewelry, she does cookies. She found a foothold, and I think the sport of bodybuilding probably helped her with that. Especially with her name brand or whatever success. But anyway, this was a great series I've done. This is the last video in the series. I'll be starting a couple of days. My new, it's not going to be a series. I'm just going to do some videos, comparison videos, of other ladies in the sport. And I'm glad y'all enjoyed them. I really, really, really got to learn some stuff about these ladies. Not the fact that they're women who in the sport so considered masculine by the standards for men, but to respect what they are doing. They do the sport for the joy of it, not just much as a hobby, for the joy of it. And like I said again, they need to be paid more. There should be a better, like I said, there should be better opportunities for women because people's prejudice of female bodybuilders is just their prejudice. But you gotta respect what these women do and how they do it. This is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. And have a very, very happy Memorial Day weekend. Week, day. Sorry. Thank you. Bye.